That is the situation, and India cricket fans rejoice because India have won against Bangladesh. Not won, they have thrashed Bangladesh by 50 runs, and they are all but through to the semi-final of the 2024 T20 World Cup. Because why we are saying all but through and they are not yet confirmed? Because if Australia beat Afghanistan in the 6 a.m. game that's going to happen in the next 8-9 hours, only if Australia beat Afghanistan, then India and Australia are your two semi-finalists from Group 1. The game that will happen on Monday then will all be just for position. Yes. So that is why India are all but through, not yet officially Q. You will get to see the qualification tomorrow of Group 2, because if West Indies lose and England beat USA, then it is South Africa and England at this point in time. So
no, but firstly, I'm really happy about the fact that none of us 2 months back, I definitely did not give the Indian team an opportunity. We did not. I did not, and many of us did not. You might have.
I picked them to reach at least the semi-final.
I wasn't expecting them to reach the semi-final, so I think that it's a really nice thing. Maybe because nobody's talking about the fact that India is going to lift the cup this time. There's not too much attention on the team in terms of the way it has been earlier also. Do you think that's going to be an advantage? Are you starting to believe again for the first time after 19th November? Or you don't want to jinx it?
Okay, there is one thing that I'm going to tell you, that we have been watching cricket since the late 90s and the early 2000s now.
Not the same case for me.
That's absolutely fine. That's why I'm trying to put things into context, that there's one thing that even I'm sure Siddharth would also agree with me, and he has been watching cricket before that time also, that I don't intend to reveal his age here. He's still
everybody knows
16.
Everybody knows. I'm
sort of calling him the oldest here.
No, but yeah, experienced, I would rather say. Because the roster making is in hands.
With the way you're going, you're definitely not getting any favors for this.
Okay, but yeah, coming back to the point, I've been watching cricket from late 90s and early 2000s, and one thing that we can say about Team India now, specifically in the white ball formats, and T20s have been played at a much later date now. The Indian team is now known to possess that big match mentality. There weren't those, consistent performances in the World Cups that India played, earlier. 96 was semi-final, 99 was group stage, 2003 was good, 2007 was group stage. Since the 2011 World Cup, things have been completely different. 2011 was a winner, 2012 unlucky to miss out in a semi spot. 2013 Champions Trophy winner, 2014 T20 World Cup final, 15 semi-final, 16 semi-final, 17 final, 18 there was no event, 19 final, 2021 was that
semi-final.
Yeah, 19 semi-final, just 40 minutes of bad cricket in terms of the former captain. Then 21 was a rare exception, and 22 was again a semi-final. So if there's one thing that has changed about Indian cricket, is that now as fans what we discuss, or rather I would say, I'm a journalist and I would rather, want to put things from fans' perspective. Semi-final is assured. Semi-final to hum pahunch hi jayenge. So the point here is that things have changed. The mentality has changed. The mindset has changed regarding the fact that, okay, the team is not that team that which will not perform in those big matches. It's happening. The consistency is there. Obviously, one thing that's missing is that, you aren't really able to get over the line in those semi-finals or the finals. But as maybe a media person also, one thing that I was pretty much sure of even before the tournament, that semi-final would be a guarantee.
No, but do you give, does all this credit go to the quality of Indian side being better and better over these years? Or do you think do you think that all this also goes to the fact that world cricket in general, other sides, their form and how they play, their legacy of cricket has also depleted a bit? Because now I feel there are just three big nations to play when we talk about this fact. I think India top 4, even I feel this time it was a little different as far as the T20 World Cup was concerned. But even before this, I also agree with you. Since the time at least I've been seeing cricket, like I remember cricket since 2007, since when I actually started, like properly following cricket. So I feel that after that also it's been the same, that India might just make it to the semi-final, will make it to the semi-final, that things have changed. But I also take in consideration the fact that at that time when I just started watching, there was a South Africa who was a very good cricketing nation. There was a New Zealand. The New Zealand is still there. There was a Pakistan. Sri Lanka was a really good side at that point also. So do you think that has also played a factor with the point that you are making, or you just think that India have just outplayed everyone and they have just risen up the ranks over these years?
No.
You want to come in?
I will come in here because this is where I would like to say that I have seen a lot of cricket.
Yeah.
It is like old wine in a new bottle.
Oh.
Been there.
There's a very different opinion than you.
Been there, done that. Because I'll tell you why. You remember, Sid, if you started watching cricket from the late 90s.
My first memory is of that 1999 World Cup.
From that period, in the Ganguly captaincy era, there was a very weird trend that emerged.
Losing the finals.
Yes. They would dominate the league stages. They would absolutely be as if they are the absolute world beaters. But then somehow in the final, they would crumble. And it happened for 9-10 finals before the NatWest jinx was broken.
Yeah.
But that happened over 5 years. In the Dhoni period, that seemed to be a bit of a course correction. You were winning finals. You won 11, you won the Asia Cup, you won the Champions Trophy, you won the T20 World Cup in 2007.
I think under Dhoni, the only final you lost was the 14 World Cup, right?
You lost the 14 World Cup.
No, as far as knockouts are concerned, I'm asking.
You lost the 15 semi-finals.
Yeah.
And even there were a couple of Asia Cups also where India lost the final.
16. Yeah, even in 16.
See,
for that matter.
you lost in 2008 to Sri Lanka. That was an Asia Cup
10
final.
you won against Sri Lanka.
No, I'm just talking about ICC tournament.
ICC tournaments, you lost the 15 semi-final.
And the 16 semi-final.
Yes, you lost the 16 semi-final as well. So that's why that team was Virat.
Yeah, it was Virat.
Dhoni was just as a player. Dhoni had given up captaincy just a few months ago.
So, I have seen this trend in the Indian cricket team, and nowadays, if you look at it, it is a repetition of that same cycle.
Of the Ganguly one.
Yes, of the Ganguly era. Okay. You somehow, if you look at India, it has taken something spectacular for them to win finals.
Yes.
It's not been clinical like the Australians. I mean, if you look at India's wins, you needed a lot of luck going your way. Number one. 1983, you did not bet on the West Indies on a green pitch absolutely folding up for 143. In 2011, they were on the right side of the conditions.
Yeah.
Because the toss, I mean, India had to chase. Had India batted first, would they have managed to defend?
But I still have the memory of that final also. After Sri Lanka ended up batting in that game, there was a lot of pressure on India, and especially after those early 2 wickets, because I think at that time that was the highest ever score scored in a World Cup final. Yeah. So there was that thing in the air.
13, also. You got the luck factor in Ishant Sharma, the most expensive bowler at that time, getting those 2 wickets, and also rain, ensuring you couldn't change the squad. India had a T20 compatible side, England didn't have a T20 compatible side, okay?
Bowled onto a T20.
It is not like Australia, where they come to the final, they are like Real Madrid. They dominate. Only one final that has featured them across all ICC events has been remotely close, and that was 1975 when they lost by 17 runs. Here, see, they will dominate. India have dominated. They dominated in 2022 against all these kind of nations. They dominated in 2016 to a certain extent, but they lost to one Sena country, and that was New Zealand in the very first round. First match itself. Which is why I think all this talk about domination and everything and all these things, revisit that when you reach the semi-final or the final. Because your stumbling block has been the semi-final. Look at it from 2014. Final, semi-final, semi-final, final, semi-final, then group stage, semi-final. That has been your stumbling block. And you haven't faced well-rounded opponents yet.
Yeah.
You won against USA, you won against Ireland, you won against Bangladesh, you won against Afghanistan, whom you have traditionally dominated.
Yeah.
You won against Pakistan, fine. You in the last couple of World Cups and Asia Cups, Pakistan has given you a tough fight in T20 ice, not so much in ODIs. Which is why I am saying at this point, judge India after June 29th.
Yeah.
June 29th after.
How about 24th?
No, now
No,
see,
no, no.
if Australia win, then 24th is just a battle of position.
Yeah. And now that you've joined, now I would want to ask you the same question here also. We were the few people who actually did not pick India in our top 4. Now that we see them, firstly, I'm really happy that I'm proven wrong, obviously. But have you started to believe now for the first time after 19th November again?
About 29th being our day?
Yeah.
No, I'm not going that far. Also,
Now you've been proven wrong once.
No. In fact, we perhaps missed each other that day. The time that I think I made an admission here.
Yes.
That it was in fact prior to the end of the group stages when I said once you got to know what was happening in the other group, once you saw that New Zealand were out, once you saw that England were also sort of stumbling, then that so Scotland thing it still had to happen and all of that. I had said it back then only that even though there is time for the Super 8s to begin, I can see India now going through to the semis, which in presence of a New Zealand, had they not had such a debacle, then I was seeing India stumble again. See, 24th still for me will give me some answers. And if New Zealand had been here, then of course I wouldn't have said the same thing. But now that New Zealand are there, 24th.
When Sri Lanka weren't they? They were supposed to be B2.
Yes.
B2 by the way.
Yes, there was in Sri Lanka also. So again, it's panned out to be. We did get a few surprises per se. Even though with due credit to Afghanistan, the kind of cricket that they play, they deserve a place in the 8. Having said that, once those two teams weren't there and you saw a few upsets here and there, not every team was firing on all cylinders also, you could see then India going past the Super 8s as well. Once you knew that out of these 3 opposite opponents, you have to win two matches, you have to win out of those 3 matches, then you pretty much knew that India is making the trip to the semi-final at least.
So you're the only one who's like starting to believe now.
Pretty much.
I mean, see,
But one thing that's for sure with this Indian team now in the last 10 to 11 years is that there is some consistency in the performance in the big events or the mega events. Earlier that wasn't the case.
No, but
now there is
again, I would
consistency.
again ask you the same question. Is that because India has like just transformed in these years and suddenly become a superpower of cricket? Or is it also the reason that other teams' strengths and their legacies have depleted?
I think things have changed since the time MS Dhoni took over or the Dhoni and Kirsten partnership began
But I think
to
I'm with
unfold for India.
Siddharth. Even though I joined the chat late, that point that you were making, I think I agree with him where right now I don't think you should be looking around, opening the dictionary, looking for hyperboles and big adjectives for the Indian team, because this is whatever's been happening right now has been pretty much according to the script, has been pretty much on expected lines. I remember, in fact, I made the same prediction as well. India win every group stage match and then they stumble in the Super 8 is what my prediction was if New Zealand and Sri Lanka were to be there as well. Again, New Zealand, your bogey team, Australia, even a bigger bogey team. So, for those reasons, I wasn't seeing India go past the Super 8s. Now, though, it's probably not good enough for you to be as dominant as India have been for the last few tournaments, 2021 being an anomaly of sorts, where everything just fell apart. But you've been the dominant team, but you cannot be satisfied just with the domination that you see. I think it's you're falling for a very small thing, or you're getting, lost in the woods. Simple as that.
Yes.
You're just getting lost in the woods over there. And the idea is not to, what's the point? At the end of the day, what happened in the month of November last year was that you had actually won more matches in the entire tournament than Australia. You had won one extra match. But even then with 9 wins, 9
you
wins.
didn't win the game that you had
Exactly,
to win.
with 9 wins, the team that had won 10 lost the tournament, but the team that had won 9 matches ended up winning the championship. So, high time now. See, there is satisfaction you can draw from it. Of course, it's good to see comprehensive performances, but don't be too overexcited about it. Don't jump the gun is what I would say.
See,
There is ample proof out there that you freeze. There is ample proof over there that you're the second best team on the biggest day, and we've seen that happen to the best of these
And
players as well.
I'll give you those proofs. It's not that we have made it up. 2014 World T20. You won everything, but you lost to
Sri
the final.
Lanka.
I think that was the start of this, this time when you started losing finals. Because I still, 13 you won.
Yeah, 17.
14 was like the first time
Yeah.
you actually lost a final, and then ever since you have not won.
See, you look at even 19 World Cup, you lost only one game.
And that was an expected one.
But you lost in the semi-final, the game that you had to win.
No, I'm talking about the England game.
The trend is, this Indian team doesn't have a pressure burden and expectation burden during the league stages.
No, but
2021
Sydney,
was the only anomaly.
You know what? I'll tell you what.
No, wait. You look at all the trends. When have India been eliminated in the league stages? In this entire 10-year period, only 2021.
21, yeah. That was the
Why?
exception.
That was because you didn't play with the right team.
Yeah,
Even now, you're not playing with an ideal team. You are playing in a lottery format, in conditions which are a lottery, on pitches which are a lottery. Now, on one particular day, it can go wrong. Now, everybody
But
will
Siddharth, no. I'm just, while I agree with you, I know where you're getting, but only the US leg was lottery. This is not lottery what you're seeing right now.
I'm saying, see, you are encountering different conditions.
Yeah, I'm saying if you were to
Different
say
islands,
lottery,
different
no,
conditions.
because the word lottery at times it discredits a team when you
really.
say lottery.
And-
This is merited. So today's win merited.
Of course.
What happened against Afghanistan a couple of days back? Very much merited.
I'm
also
only
but-
saying,
What happened against Pakistan and New York was also merited. See, the conditions were the same.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I agree. It wouldn't have been a surprise for a US. If USA could do that, though, even though they didn't in Dallas. But I'm just saying, if Pakistan would have won on that track as well, you would have accepted defeat graciously because on that wicket, it is just anyone's game.
No, I'll tell you why I'm saying the word lottery. India are playing in 4 different conditions, 4 different venues. You don't know the pitch what you're going to get.
But Sidvi
Number
sir,
one.
that was the same case in 23 also.
No.
Yeah,
You had control of the pitch there.
No, yeah, you had
Of
control
course.
of the pitch there, but the conditions were still different, right?
No. You tailored the pitch according to
No, and
your
also one more thing that I don't agree here with is that, just getting to your previous point, that India has always made it to the knockouts, and I don't think that the reason, I still feel the reason isn't that you freeze on big occasions. I feel the problems are there since the beginning. Even in 2019, I remember the number 4 problem was always there. It wasn't a new thing that suddenly came up in the semi-final
Agreed.
or you froze. It wasn't a new thing. And even
But
in
you
20
didn't lose the match because of a number 4 issue.
yeah,
only.
yeah. But the issues
That
were
time
there.
your top order agreed
Yeah,
for
but
that.
the issue, but Harshit sir, the issue was there the whole World Cup in 2019 also. Even in 2021, I feel that the issue of the intent, and Hardik wasn't bowling at that time, and you still took a Hardik Pandya in that World Cup. I think that was also an issue. Why you always end up making it to the knockouts? I think that's why I was again and again asking you why you think that India is making it to the knockouts every time. I feel that the teams are not of that competition with India. India, anyways, see, a Pakistan, it's not the same Pakistan which it was 10 years back. Sri Lanka isn't the same. A Bangladesh isn't the same. To an extent, a South Africa isn't the same. So when these 4 teams are automatically not on where you have reached as far as cricketing terms are concerned, then it's the same thing that if you make this Indian team play with a club cricket team or a state team, and then they end up reaching the semi-final and win that tournament, and then you suddenly face an Australia. That doesn't mean that all throughout the way you did not have those weaknesses. You were just much better at skill. You were in a much better position. The other cricket teams have absolutely depleted. Then suddenly when you meet a good team, your problems gets exposed. It's just that your problems weren't getting exposed before that.
I mean, it's a very
It could be
ironic
the same
thing.
story this time around as well.
Yeah,
could be.
yeah.
See, it's
You
an
have a
ironic
match
thing
on
that you're-
semi-final. Let's say you lose a semi-final or a final. Once again, the discussion is going to be about why did they bring back Rohit or Kohli? What was this thing?
But then
Why
again,
did they
people,
do it?
but again, we'll
No, but
be
if
sitting
India
here.
if India don't win, simple as that. I think the biggest headline over there will be this only. Will be the fact that you changed your thought process.
No,
That you changed captains. Don't forget.
It would be that India are knocked out again in the knockout,
If
and
it's
that
not
would
a
be
big
the.
surrender. If it's not a
No,
big
I'm
surrender.
saying
that's the point.
Shashwat, when you do the diagnosis of it, that'll be the biggest diagnosis.
But that's the same problem. You're not talking about it right now because we're getting convinced. Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah.
Of course, right now you're winning. Those who have had to say, we've all had our say.
Yeah.
Look, I think we're all on the same page when we said we didn't want this change to happen. Nothing against those two in a personal capacity. None of us have anything personal against any Indian team player. We were just talking in terms of what's good for the health of Indian cricket as far as this format is concerned.
It is ironic. It is very ironic that you say the other teams have dipped.
Not really.
Australia have won more ICC events in this decade.
No. By other teams, I made you count the. I'm not.
Bangladesh and all you.
I'm taking the top 3 teams are the same till now. It's India, England, and Australia.
And West Indies also, because
West Indies, no. West Indies isn't the same.
They have won 2 ICC events.
Should we, sir? But in T20, that's a different.
This is the format.
No. And so even in T20, then there are just 4. Okay, tell me the 4 teams in the ODI World Cup which you think would have made it to the world semi-final apart from India.
Okay, apart from India, the 3 that came were Australia, South Africa.
Yeah, were you expecting a Pakistan? Other teams to qualify. India, I think,
almost.
But see, I think India always in the knockout. When you count the 4 superpowers of the world,
just will make your point. What is the emphasis that you're trying to put in crisp words? What you're wanting to say?
What I'm wanting to say is that it's not that what Gulati sir said, that India has made it a consistent thing since the past 10 years to make it to the knockout stages.
And that wasn't the case early on.
Yeah, so what I feel here is
point number 1 is fine.
Yeah.
Second point.
My point to this is that I think that this is not because India have started playing great cricket and there are no problems in Indian cricket. I feel that other teams have depleted. That's why that's the case.
Again, that is a mistake.
No.
I'll give you a big example, and then Siddharth and all, you can chip in. Number 1, Australia weren't a very convincing T20 team to begin with since 2007, and now look at their setup. Now how convincing they are, how comprehensive they are for that matter. Same can I think pretty much be said about South Africa. They weren't really consistent in those T20 World Cups, let alone the T20 bilateral series against different teams. Now look at South Africa, the kind of depth they have or the players they have. I think even in case of England, perennial underachievers in any format for that matter. Okay, now you look at their team. So the point here is that in the last 5 to 10 years, it's not just that India's maybe problems have been exposed or things have been highlighted. With respect to the opposition or with respect to the other teams, they have actually stepped up their game.
They have stepped up their game, and look, it is
in the T20 format.
Yeah,
especially in the T20
absolutely.
format. Yes.
Why did we
there's a
then
debate over there.
discuss? Yeah, why did we then discuss that India are behind the curve?
Yes, exactly.
India are behind the curve.
In fact, whether you agree or not, I think one of the first teams to adapt very well to this format were Pakistan.
Yes.
Look at their record to begin with.
Until 2012.
Yeah, look at their record. See, they adapted. They were very quick. It's just that, there's the fact that they're just intrinsically a very erratic nation, a cricketing nation also for that matter, that things can go up and down rather quickly. But look at how they performed in the first few years.
But then look at the transformations made to England and West Indies.
Australia also for that matter.
Was the 2 finalists from previous?
England, Pakistan.
Pakistan was there.
Pakistan have been there. See, Pakistan 16 was a disaster
21,
for them.
22, both were very good campaigns for Pakistan.
From 2007 also, 2007 final, 9 champions, 10 semi-finals for that matter.
Yeah. 7 finalists, 9 champion, 10 semi-final, 12
wasn't
semi-final.
good.
Very well could have
12
been.
was semi-final, sorry, 14 wasn't good.
Very
14
well could have been 7 and 9 champions.
I got confused between 12 and 14.
Yeah,
Exactly.
7.
So,
They were almost there. They just did India a favor, I would say.
From that perspective, have been the most consistent T20 team.
yeah. You look at it, this format has ensured that the gap is closed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gap is closed, and that's why you look, there is no defending champion. There is no defending champion in a T20 thing. There is no.
Unless, of course, the script changes in exactly a week's time.
3 things could happen.
It might.
3 things could happen. One, you could see defending champions for the first time. Option number 1. Option number 2, you could see a team winning a World Cup undefeated. It could happen. What does South Africa go through? What if India go through? Because India's last ICC win came when they were undefeated. They didn't lose
Australia?
the 2013 Champions Trophy.
Australia stand a good chance. Australia are undefeated.
Australia,
Australia
but
also.
one among India and Australia, they will lose. No?
Oh, yeah.
So if you're saying Australia, same breath, India also have to
India
be
slash
same.
Australia.
Yeah.
West Indies, they've already lost, but South Africa could do it. Number 3, a home nation could win a T20 World Cup. These are the 3 jinxes that have never happened.
West Indies.
USA have been all but eliminated. West Indies are still in it. So one of the co-hosts is there, obviously.
If England win and if South Africa beat West Indies, then no host is winning the T20 World Cup. That continues for another 2 years. So that is why, see, judge India after 29th June.
I would rather judge them after the second semi-final also, assuming that India, play the second semi-final and they win it.
Of course they will.
Irrespective of the let's just say that all the teams of this group are still in it for the semi-final. So I'm not taking any.
No, Bangladesh can't. Because one of Bangladesh or
obviously Bangladesh can't.
Yeah, see, because this group again is wide open if Afghanistan beat Australia.
So the point here is that if India win the semi-final, they reach the final, whosoever they play, I would still judge this Indian team, but in a good light, I would say, because then I will have things to look now that the mindset was changed, the Bangladesh game was good, everyone contributed, you had those things that even if the wickets fall, we have to continuously go for runs. Then the bowlers were very much right on the money, something that maybe wasn't the case in the previous World Cups also, that you weren't really able to get those.
If your mindset is good, which is the same point which Nikhil raised, which was a bit problematic for me. If it doesn't work off, it doesn't work off. It doesn't pay off, it doesn't pay off.
Yeah.
Okay? So you're okay if they show intent, but then you don't win the title. You're okay with that.
Intent is the most important thing in any sport.
A trophy isn't important.
But what you are saying is basically incomparable, according to me. Obviously, you want to win the trophy, that's absolutely fine. But would you rather have a meek surrender like what happened against England in the 2022 World Cup, or would you rather die?
What happened in
by lightning?
India-England?
That's the thing.
What happened in the India-England game? Did you win? A meek surrender means you will lose.
Yeah.
We are confusing intent with smart play.
What I'm saying is that would you rather have a meek surrender or would you rather go down fighting?
But you've still lost.
What if India go down fighting in the final? What would your thought process be at that time?
Nothing's
Would you-
changed. Nothing's changed. For 11 years you didn't win.
I think I would be in.
I don't know,
you know what?
I'll tell you what,
completely
because
agree with it.
no,
Yeah.
but the point being, I understand what he's trying to say over here.
And I get his
for
point
the simple
also.
reason,
Yes.
if you've persisted, if you've gone back on something which you
Yeah.
at least indicated you would not be doing, because 1 year is a long duration. No T20 has played, no nothing. You were shown a different landscape altogether. You have changed the landscape now.
Yes.
Now, if you don't achieve the ultimate result, I think you're only looking for moral victories then. The only victory, the only satisfaction then has to come by lifting the trophy. Anything less than that is not going to be acceptable, is not going to be a good enough justification at all.
Exactly. And you know why? I would have been absolutely okay if you would have gone down fighting. But if I would have had a Yashasvi Jaiswal, a Rinku
Yes,
Singh,
I
I would have clapped and I've been going to be the
rather
happiest
have taken-
if that team would have lost. Even in the group stages,
Yes.
not even reaching
Yes.
the Super 8,
Yes.
if they would have gone down fighting, I would have
You
said
talk
this is a young
about
team
intent,
first
you
ICC.
talk about fighting, I think it's
but with
that's
this
what-
team,
No,
with
you
this
know-
team, I won't take that. at all.
That's hitting the nail on its head. I think I would have been okay with a World Cup group stage exit if a Rinku, a Yashasvi, a Gill, all these young
Then
bunch
it
of
would have
guys.
been a learning curve.
Learning,
for them.
Yeah,
That's what they're
exactly.
actually
part
doing.
of the mix.
This
for
team,
this
it's not
experienced
time
team-
for any
Yes.
time for
One
learning.
by one, please.
But for this experienced team, you would take nothing short.
Nothing short of
a
the title.
T20 World Cup title.
Yeah.
Because-
I would take that. I
Yeah,
would take
because-
And that's absolutely fine. I completely agree
Why
with that
I'm
also.
saying it is because how many World Cups and ICC events has a Jasprit Bumrah, Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli and a Hardik Pandya played? 5+?
Yeah.
Easily 5+.
Yeah.
Just see 5.
Yeah. 2017,
16,
19, 16, 17, 19, 21, 23 and 24.
5th.
6th in
Sixth.
fact.
Yeah, 2022 he was
22
One
he
was
didn't
injured,
play.
not
He was injured.
22
He was injured. So Virat has been part of close to 7-8
Multiple.
ICC events.
More.
Yeah, more.
Yeah.
Rohit, same. Hardik, same.
रोहित के ज्यादा
No,
Rohit
equal.
played all, yeah.
No, he hasn't played 11
Kohli
now.
has more actually.
No, he's played all the 7. He's played all the
Rohit-
T20.
T20. Oh, we're just talking about the
Rohit and
T20s.
Shakib are the only
ICC, two
players.
players.
Rohit and Shakib are the only players who played all editions of
The T20 World Cup, yeah. But Rohit and Virat, I think, have the same number of tournaments because Virat didn't play the 2007 T20 World Cup
So
and
what-
Rohit
this
didn't play
one
the
or two here and there,
2011.
Rohit didn't have 11 World Cup.
Yeah.
Simple. But he's played 15, he played 19, he played 23. So that's why all of these guys have got ICC experience.
Okay.
Most of them have even been part of the winning side.
Nothing less than a trophy will suffice at this point in time because 11 years for an economic superpower and for a superpower like you say, which India is, the stats are damning.
I think Rohit have more experience
Yeah.
than any other player.
In this current team.
T20 format.
This
T20.
all the teams.
Out of all, that is a thing which-
Experience in terms of
overall
Playing in
experience.
ICC event.
Yeah, I
No,
think
yeah.
Rohit is the most experienced. Shakib is.
See, Rohit played 7.
Shakib
Shivam,
7.
you're talking about just the T20 World Cup or even the ODI World Cup?
The events ICC events.
ICC.
Even the
Shakib.
ODI World Cup and
Shakib.
all also.
No, see, even Virat and Rohit, I feel, have the same number. See, Rohit played 7.
Virat started from 11. 9. He started from 9.
He played, see,
10,
Rohit,
9, yeah.
but Rohit played the 7. Then he played the 9. In 9.
yeah.
He didn't play the 11, 2011 World Cup. He played 12.
Yeah.
And then 13 he
13,
played,
14,
14 he
15,
played, 15, 16, 17 he played.
Yeah, 19
he played,
21 he
20
played, 22 he played,
Oh my
23
God,
he played.
But
Yeah. And
Virat, I
Virat-
think, is still the most experienced.
Yeah.
From 2009.
7
9.
he didn't play.
7. So I think that it's just swap 11 and 9.
9 Champions Trophy. See, because now if you have to talk about the ICC event,
Yeah,
there's going to be
exactly.
ODI World Cup Champions Trophy.
Yeah.
I think
From
the
that
only guy in this
perspective,
entire
Virat is the most
T20
experienced.
World Cup, I think, who stands closest Shakib Al Hasan.
Yeah,
Shakib.
absolutely.
Rohit and Virat, even Virat.
Rohit, he
Virat
started
na-
from 2007.
Arey, but
Yes.
Injured in
but Virat has played 11. Na? Rohit hasn't
Got to
played
check, but I
11.
think he's close.
Point here is that if you're looking at all the ICC
Yeah,
World
so I'm
Cups,
saying it's the same only.
It's pretty
All-
much the same
yeah.
for Virat and Rohit.
Yeah.
Virat and Rohit. So
But
that's why.
Anyhow,
What I'm trying to get
coming-
to is,
Yeah.
with this experience, if you can't win an ICC event now in this modern era,
Yeah.
there is something seriously wrong.
And there's no scope for a learning and going down fighting and all of this.
With Rohit
Honestly-
and Virat, what you have done is you have stalled the development of youngsters by a couple of months more.
The last time I took you went down fighting and it
What
was you
couple
won
of
on
months?
paper,
That's
one
about
hearts
12.
was 19 November.
Even more. If we
Exactly. Look at
things
this.
from
It's an
this
opportunity
perspective.
lost from that angle because see, when is your next meaningful T20 tournament now? It's going to come 2 years later now. Again, what will happen is now that we've become, or now that cricket is played in seasons, I would say there's a season of Test cricket, there's a season of ODI cricket, then comes a season of T20 cricket, when of course you're catering to what tournament now is being looked at. ODI cricket will now assume importance because 2026 or 2025 Champions Trophy is coming in 6 months' time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then beach mein you will have to start finding some importance for Test cricket because WTC
No, by
final
the
is
way,
on the line.
just because it's a CT, you're playing 15 T20s.
Yeah, and you're playing only 6 ODIs.
6 ODIs.
As India.
July and February, that is 8.
3 Sri Lanka, 3
England.
England.
That's it.
But anyhow, we were looking. Have we talked? We've not touched upon takeaways. I feel from this match. We're looking at I think 3 big takeaways or the 3 big tick boxes you were boxes you were looking to be ticked. One was the Rocco Jodi
Yep.
as a
Which
opening
is
pair.
still, I
is
would
it tick marked? Not
no,
for me.
Not yet.
Not
for
for
me
me.
too.
For you all?
I would also want to wait.
Wait.
So
Yes.
again, you're looking at 3 big tick
Yeah,
boxes. So this box remains unticked.
But it's
Yeah.
a positive.
We'll
It's
attempt,
a-
we'll attempt the question later. we'll
the
attempt that question
in the
later.
end.
Yeah. We'll attempt it later.
We'll leave space for that and move on to the next question.
The other takeaway
We have to remember that you have to do it.
Dubey, yes. The other
It
one
can't
is
be
Dubey.
left.
Happy, satisfied, unsatisfied, dissatisfied.
That straight-lipped emoji. No expression. Straight-lipped. I'm mixed.
Yes.
Mixed.
I don't know. I'm confused.
What is
Even
it? Is
I'm-
it satisfactory? Is it unsatisfactory?
I don't know.
There are
See,
two ways
the
to look
problem.
at it. Okay, yeah.
You go. I'll get some time.
There are
to
two
think
ways to
also.
look at it. Number one, he scored 3 sixes, okay, which means 18 of 3 balls. But the remaining 16 runs he scored off the 21 balls, if I'm not wrong. Okay.
absolutely.
The point here is that he did get to, he did score those singles or doubles, but if we have to like break down that thing, okay, is finally getting into his own, scored those 3 sixes, so that can be a little plus if I have to say. But overall, in terms of strike rotation or maybe hitting more boundaries, I think it's just a very 50-50, I would say.
Yeah,
He's yet to get to his own. So it's also that question that I would really like to attempt later.
Yeah, all the questions only we are attempting
No, the
later.
other one is
No. I would like just to break it down further. I really agree with your point here. I feel that this show, see, 3 sixes, 18 runs clearly. So a lot of dot balls is clearly played.
Yeah.
So what this shows me here is, see, he got 3 loose. What I feel is 3 loose balls. He hit them in the stands, and he got this strike rate. But you're not going to get the same amount of same amount of loose balls against a bigger nation. And why he's not? Because you're not able to rotate the strike and you're not taking those singles. 6 hitting ability, definitely, if it's in your radar. Even in the previous game, we were talking about this fact that it's not that he plays spinners better. It's just that his range is bigger, his reach is more, so he can. But as soon as he gets a spinner who's more street smart and he knows the right areas to bowl to Shivam Dube, he pulls his length back, then it can be difficult for him to tackle. And if he's not taking those singles, it means that he's still not settled. So for me, I am attempting this question right now, and for me, it's not it.
So you're changing.
What? Yeah.
You want to change?
I would
then?
still change, yeah.
So Samson in for Dube.
I personally,
personally, you want
no,
that.
I would want to get in a
You want to see.
Jaiswal,
Okay.
do that, but there's no option.
My point
the
here is,
option is it's excellent, very good, average, poor. I would say average.
No, then I'll say average.
so now that we are in the
But do you keep him or not?
Yes, I will.
yeah,
You
and
will still keep him.
I will still keep
I
him.
think even I'm keeping him.
Because this Indian cricket team has shown, barring an injury, they will only change their batting lineup.
This is now what will you do
I will
personally?
keep him.
You're
For the
keeping him?
simple thing that he's got, that he's a left-hander, he will be there, he'll balance the team.
see, obviously the point here is that now that he has got some runs, obviously he's going to get the next 2 games for sure. That is happening, and even the final
3
also,
only, now
if
he'll
we
get
reach the
3,
final.
yeah.
Okay, but 2 games are for sure.
Yeah.
But one point here is that had he not got runs here, and obviously he is not being used as a bowler, next game for me it would have been Sanju Samson for Shivam.
But why would you want to push Sanju Samson in the deep end of a major
because
tournament?
that's how you get to know the character of a cricketer. As simple as
But
that.
then, okay, you want to get in one cricketer and destroy his confidence.
It's not about destroying his
It is.
confidence. You are taking him because he is a good player of spin. Unfortunately, he hasn't been able to get that chance because Shivam Dube can provide you multiple roles.
You are making that same mistake of 2021. One game he failed, and suddenly you want to okay, the paper is not good. Let me tear it, make it into pulp, try rearranging it, and then try and win. Shivam Dube has been persisted with for how many games now? 5 games?
Yeah.
What's stopping you from persisting him with 2 more games?
No, because those are the games that will actually matter.
What if he does well in that? You persisted with the Ben Stokes, right? In that 2020.
Did we say you cannot compare a Ben Stokes and a Shivam Dube, right?
How much did Stokes contribute until Sri Lanka?
yeah.
How much did he contribute?
Yeah.
And in the final, okay, I agree. Shivam Dube is miles behind Ben Stokes here as far as batsmanship is concerned. But for once, we are not in that Virat Kohli era wherein he would chop and change on a whim just for horses and courses.
Yeah.
We are getting stability.
And that never worked.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, definitely. I do agree with you here.
Appreciate the stability that is there. I mean, wow. How many times have we heaved a sigh of saying, great, no team changes.
Yeah.
And what is the one
But
convention?
so that there's a problem with that as well. This is where, and this is what gets said on the outside, that India are a scared nation. They are scared to take these tough calls. Big teams always take tough calls. India, they wait for the ship to sail, they wait for them to be hurt, and then reflect on it in hindsight. That's the problem as well. I think I would have been with him, with Gulati over here, and I think I would have been okay. Today that he's gotten those 34 runs.
Let's persist.
Exactly. But had it been a failure, I don't mind. And what is it? See, if you are looking, then you don't name any people beyond 11, 12 players. Now I'm saying by that logic, I'll tell you what. There is no deep end of the tournament and all. At the moment, this was anyway going to be a maximum of 7-match tournament for you.
Yes.
3 plus 8.
For 8 matches.
8 match, exactly. 7 to 8 match tournament. So if you were going to make a change, it would have to be, let's say, about when you would say that, I've seen halfway or half the tournament is done and dusted with. Now I have some takeaways, because 2 matches, if I make a change, that's too early, that's jumping the gun. 3 matches, okay, I'm still assessing. 4 matches, 5 matches, you're like halfway mark of the tournament, and now I can take a conscious decision. And this is what, it's not about destroying the future. What if he comes good as well? What if actually Sanju Samson comes and shows everyone that he's got nerves of steel as well?
Yeah.
He was given the finisher role and whatnot 2 years back.
but we
Never happened. But I'm just saying, and these are professional cricketers. You have to trust them to do the job. And Sanju Samson is no kid now.
But
he's got
every
experience.
season-
But we should also remember, Sid, we should here also remember the fact that it's not just this game which he scored runs in. It was the previous game
USA.
also, yeah.
Yeah.
So there also he bailed you out. However, which way he did not look
was a
comfortable.
scratchy 31,
Yeah,
but he
even
got it.
today was the same thing. But I see it will be really unfair on him. Does he give me the confidence personally? No.
Yeah,
But
so there are other batters also in this side that are not giving you a lot of confidence.
but
right
you
now.
can't drop them, right?
Exactly.
You would have dropped them.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. See, also it doesn't send the right message also in the team. Then let's not forget.
Okay, you're all talking about big decisions taken by big teams to win. I can only think of one in the last 8 years.
Yeah.
Okay, where a team took a big decision and that helped them in a big way.
Yeah.
Which team?
I think you're talking about Sri Lanka. Malinga replacing Chandimal.
No.
2014.
No. Marnus Labuschagne, 2023.
Yeah.
That was massive.
Yeah.
He was not expected
Yeah,
to be
yeah,
there,
that's
but he
very
came in as a concussion
Yeah.
sub, scored that 80, but Australia somehow persisted with him.
No, but
And
before
he needed an anchor.
No, but he came in as a replacement, Sid. But I also remember before that he was scoring tons of run before that 2023. Yeah. He was.
He
There was
had
always.
just 100.
There was
and
a
a
lot of
150.
talk. You need to get a Marnus Labuschagne, but they did not accommodate him because the team was
Why?
announced.
No. There was another problem. His ODI stats were not that great.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think he has got 1 century only, that too in Sri Lanka.
And he had hit a 80 versus
South Africa.
that inflated the average a bit. Okay. That is the one thing that I can look at. Look at all the T20 World Cup winners in 16, in 21, in 22. What was the big decision that they took? If you can all recollect, what was it?
16.
16, 21, 22. The common underlining theme in all of them was, which we are now interpreting in a very ironic twist of fate, stability. How many chopping and changes happened in the West Indies team of 16? How
Yeah.
many chopping and changes happened in the Australian team of 21? How much did it happen in the England side of 2022? Hardly, barely.
No, but if memory serves me right, what about the promotion of a Matthew Wade by Australia?
But Wade was at 5.
Yeah, he wasn't promoted.
No, he was.
No.
It was always Finch, Warner, Smith,
Marsh.
Stoinis, Marsh and Wade.
then Wade.
21, are we sure?
Yeah.
Wade came in at
They were 5 or 6 down,
Stoinis
yeah.
and Wade, they were at 6 and 7.
Yeah.
So that is why the only big change that they made on one of the teams that I can recollect is
In fact,
Australia.
they backed to Warner also, who was dropped by SRH, and there was a lot of
Yes.
talk about the fact that you should not be
Yeah.
taking him. But Finn said that
Which
he's
is
going to
why
win us the World
It is
Cup.
kind of very ironic, okay, that we are that we are kind of looking at stability as scared. It's very strange. I think it's the times that we live in, because T20 game has evolved so much. You're talking about 2 years. 2 years seems to be like 2 eons ago when Sanju Samson was given that role of finisher.
Yeah.
But in a different format altogether. As I said with Sanju Samson, when it's T20 World Cup year, he'll play ODIs. When it's ODI World Cup, he'll play T20s. That is the situation that is there with Sanju Samson at this point in time. If you get a Samson in, supposing he fails versus Australia, God forbid he fails.
It's the end of the road for him.
No, then you have destroyed Dubey's career, you have destroyed Samson's career also. I would say now that you have only one game prior to the semi-final, why would you want to make a change?
So basically it's about, if you're betting someone, then bet big on them.
AajTak West अगर change करना
Yes.
Yeah, it could.
Now Dubey has gotten 34 or 20.
After these scores, you can't.
Yeah.
That's why I think
Even
today's
now
he
34.
has,
yes,
yes,
today's 34
serious
has
things.
come. See, at times you don't need always to make a statement. You need nerves to be settled to spread that calmness in the dressing room. I think today he's done that. He bailed you out in against USA as well in New York. That was needed as well. So he's played those two handy knocks, and right now and how he gets away with this is that he's not going to be the only focus point of this Indian cricket team right now. I think somewhere corner of the eye, and this is where I slightly disagree with Nikhil about not being too worried about what's happening right at the top. I think that is an elephant in the room, which I'm hoping is an elephant in the room there as well, and it gets talked about, because if you're talking about, your middle order not bailing you out on one day, then
Exactly.
on that big day, perhaps you not getting runs at the top will also be a big problem. Remember, there was a batter, and that batter is playing in this format in this Indian team as well. He was the same batter who said that why is it that the players who bat above us can't score runs, and all the pressure then comes on to us. We all remember that episode as well, that for way too often you
The
are
current
putting
vice captain.
the lower order of the Indian team under too much pressure too often in big occasions. That is also
But
been a big
Harshit, we
question.
also have to remember, it's not just the middle order that is standing up right now. It is also the bowling who is standing up. Either one of them has a bad day, and I think you'll be done.
See, in hindsight,
Even if bowling has a bad day,
exactly, losing by
or
10
the-
wickets against Pakistan, losing again by 10 wickets to England, both those days, yes, totals were perhaps not enough, but that doesn't mean that you don't pick any wicket at all. The bowlers also were probably let down, or they didn't perform to the... Yes, the batters didn't give them enough runs to bowl with, but that didn't mean that you didn't pick up a single wicket as well. Both the days, the bowling fell miserably short.
See,
miserably short.
Let's again look at 14 onwards, okay? 14, batting failed. 15, bowling failed.
Batting too.
Okay, but 329 against an Australian side. 16, bowling failed. 17, batting failed.
But in 16, can you still say that you scored 190? They were due.
Yeah, you were actually-
you
you were 10-15 runs short.
Due
See,
that day.
Virat did not.
You
get
lost to a
enough
no ball
support.
because of a no ball and due.
But
No, but there was also-
a no ball, a bowler, na, the
Yeah.
bowling let you down.
See, no ball is still okay. ठीक है. अब वो तो it can happen in any of the
Yeah.
matches. But 190, Virat did not really have support from the other end, and it's not just about running between the wickets. It's about the other batters, hitting those big shots. There wasn't that support. That's we.
Virat got a 50 ball 90.
You
right?
lost with 2 balls to spare. 3 balls to spare rather. And you could have had those margins had you not bowled the snowballs.
That's what this format is all about. It is a format
So
of 5
19,
margins.
19, your bowling your batting let you down.
Yeah.
Big
Bowling,
time.
batting, yeah.
Bowling stepped up, batting let you down.
239 was still chaseable.
Yeah.
2021, both failed.
Or would you say, like you
2020
like with 16 you say that you lost it to Dew the other day, 19 we lost it to the swing.
You lost it to the swing.
In 2021, it was batting.
Both?
No, I feel batting.
Oh, how could
No,
I?
151.
Bad batting.
No,
19
bad
was batting.
21.
21 I'm talking about.
It wasn't bowling.
One was
21
both.
was both.
Collective failure.
Collective failure.
But
yeah.
you were
22 was bowling. And batting.
Batting too.
Both.
Batting largely.
Yeah, because see, the game that you lost to South Africa, your batters didn't step up. The game that you lost to England, both the fastest didn't step up in a big way. So there is no trend by which India are losing. So let's get that one thing clear here. Chasing is the one thing that India excel in. Setting up totals. Now this is even more interesting because you won the 2 games in the Super 8s by defending totals. So that one big stumbling block is gone at this point in time. But against a better team with better options and better resources, it could still hurt you.
Yeah.
And again, remember, you're in that particular phase where India and Australia are 1 loss away from losing momentum. Australia now have won 8 games on the trot. India are now level, but if Australia win, they extend their winning streak. When will that winning streak come to an end? Because one team's winning streak will definitely come to an end on Monday. If it's Australia, then they will lose a bit more momentum. If it's India, be worried. Because you're going to encounter totally alien conditions in a different continent altogether. This is South America. Guyana is totally different. Then Antigua, then St. Lucia. And you're coming back to Barbados, which is not easy. Barbados is never easy at this point in time.
Yeah.
So, let us just ensure that whatever, I repeat that point, after June 29, see on June 29, maybe at this particular time, you all will be celebrating. We'll all be waxing lyrical about the Indian team. Like how a Virat and a Rohit did a Sangakkara and a Jayawardene of 2014. After so many heartbreaks, after so many things, I mean, one of our family members himself pointed it out. They had lost the T20 World Cup final at home, which they were not expected to lose, against the West Indies team whom they dominated. But West Indies silenced the Ketarama. And then in 2014, amidst all the problems, they still won. Maybe a Rohit Virat can very well do it for them. So that is why I'm saying wait until June 29th. And then after that, Rohit and Virat leave the T20 format on the ultimate
Will
of
they?
ice. On the ultimate of ice. And then the new blood under Gautam
No,
Gambhir
but
comes.
do you think they are going to leave it after this?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think so.
This
See,
is happening.
now.
No.
You
Nobody can be sure.
No, you see why? The
Even after 21 set, we said first round you got
24,
knocked
why they have
out.
come
22.
Back? Why they have come back?
Why?
They want to win the ICC T20 World Cup and complete the set. For Virat, he'll complete the set. He's been part of a Champions Trophy.
Okay, and what if it's not completed this time? They're going to play 26 again.
How will he complete the set? He's yet to win the WTC. How will he complete the
So I'm
set?
saying white balls.
Okay.
White ball set. I mean, the Grand Slam, he could very well do it in 2025. He could very well do it there.
Yeah, I'll just say hold your horses.
What about Rohit's ODI World Cup dream?
No, that unfortunately.
Yeah, he has expressed interest in,
But
playing
then
the
he'll be
2027
41,
T20
na?
World Cup. Yeah.
In 2027, he'll
No,
be
but no, I'm asking if they don't end up winning this.
Then
Then
see.
they again 26. But if Gautam
Read
Gambhir is
the
coming, he
Gita.
won't let all of this happen.
Read the Gita. In that it says, even if you try, if you can't get it, you can't get it. Please adhere to the Gita.
But there's no end to trying. There's no end to trying, na.
Arey, this what is happening right now is all
वो तो
happening
they'll play.
on this Coldplay song, which says, "If you never try, you'll never know." This is what
And
is
keep trying.
This is what is happening.
I wouldn't be. See, I'll be very honest. I wouldn't be shocked if we see a Virat Kohli in the next T20 World Cup.
Okay, suppose
Rohit Sharma, I don't think he's going to.
suppose
Play.
Virat has a good semi-final and a final. Okay,
Yeah.
he has a very good semi-final and final.
Still, I wouldn't
What
want
will
him.
stop? No, what will stop the selectors from saying, okay, let Virat play in 2026?
Arey?
This
Why
is-
wouldn't you want to be Nico Rosberg? You've reached the ultimate high.
And you
Just call
no.
it quit. That's what he said.
In cricket,
When he retired at 31.
Name one guy who's had the best farewell of all. Name one cricketer. Tendulkar botched it. Royally botched it. He could have won 2011 World Cup. I retire. The ultimate of highs. But no, he had to go for 100.
I think Micah Clark had a good
Clark,
Yeah.
in ODIs.
But he had that Ashes loss, na. That's
Okay, but in ODIs he had a good high.
yeah, I mean, you get a Finch, 2021. Finch.
Morgan? No.
Owen Morgan.
After 2019.
No, he didn't. He didn't have a good time. So that's why. Is Nikhil joining us? Not yet. Okay, we have.
We'll start with the questions.
We'll start with the questions.
Yeah,
Yeah, let
yeah.
Nikhil join
We
us.
talked about a song, and then another song is.
See, on 29th we'll have two songs ready. Okay, you can put a poll up. Which song will we sing on 29th? Khada hu aaj bhi ya Lehra Do? That's the poll.
No,
If you win, it will be Lehra Do.
Chak de India.
No, Lehra Do. That's
Which is your-
India's.
Which one will you
Which is
play
the
on the
song?
TV
Chak de
show?
India is what you need. That's the last time you beat Australia in a final. Chak de India.
A fictional final, that too. Yeah, I hope those guys, that hockey match was fictional, okay?
Yeah, please, you need to give that explanation
Yeah.
here.
To-
Yeah,
it
it
was-
was it to tell the whole
It was
story.
based
yeah,
on
please.
2002.
Listen to this.
India beat England. It was on the Commonwealth Games gold.
Yeah.
India never beat Australia.
Yeah.
It's just because some dramatic element that, we are considering Australia as the ultimate enemy that you had to get them.
This had to come out on camera. I really wanted this to come out on camera.
That match never happened.
No,
it was India beating England to win the Commonwealth Games gold.
Which is the song that you want us to play on 29th?
Lehra Do.
No, or do you want some dhols like the last?
No, please. No,
No, Siddharth doesn't like those.
no, I mean, look at if you have this.
No, but
okay.
are you going to sing? No, man, no. I can't take that.
I know, blood will come from the ears, I know. Blood will come from ears and nose and everything, what all I don't know. So, Demon Slayer fan is like in lots of dripping with sarcasm at this point in time. He says,
that's a
guys, our
sarcastic one.
openers are so good. They're best in the world for finally they played good against a small team called Bangladesh. Mitchell Stark incoming.
Sarcasm.
Sarcasm.
I
But yeah, Mitchell Stark is incoming, that's not sarcasm.
Yeah, Shivam, just go up. I want to take this comment. My question to newest member, Mr. Gulati is...
Mayank Gupta.
Yeah, hi Mayank Gupta. How are you? How are you feeling on the show with all this negativity and depressing thoughts? Cause trust you me, even if India wins, there'll be two people who will call it a fluke. See, Mayank, one of the things that I think we really need to understand here is that
You can even name the two people. That's okay.
No, that's okay. Two people can have
And
an
me and
opinion.
me have written
we
our
may
name,
or
that's
may
fine.
not agree with it. That's a different thing. they are, saying something which is based on some kind of facts or stats, or there's something that they believe in with the years of experience that they have had in the industry. So this is where I think a fine line of respect and disrespect has to be drawn. So even if I don't agree with Siddharth Vishwanathan or Shashwat in anything, it doesn't necessarily mean that they are being negative. Or if you do not agree with them, it does not necessarily mean that they are negative. It's about them putting forward a point based on some logic, based on some facts. You can agree, perfect. If you don't agree, that's fine. It's there's nothing wrong with it.
And Gulati said it's okay, I'm used to it now.
Okay, it's okay. That's not a bit personal.
No, it's I'll talk about Mayank.
He's addressed it.
Is a typical Indian cricket fan who can't tolerate truth.
What I'm basically trying to say is that in a nutshell, we can agree to disagree.
We can't tolerate truth.
This is what the platform
It's
is.
just that you just don't need to
This
get
is what
personal.
the platform is for. Simple as that. If
Exactly.
we all were to
Yeah.
sing,
Yeah.
if we were all going to sing the same melody,
I know.
will it make for a good
It'll just
show?
be a choir group, that's it.
Yeah,
It won't be an analytic
and
group.
I am very used to it. I'm very bullish about. I know I could be bullish at times about my opinions, but I still put them forward, and that's what I'm here
As long as you
for.
can stand by what
Yeah.
you're saying, there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
Remember one thing, Richie Beno's comment. You're not expected to agree on everything. You're not expected to disagree on.
Yeah.
That's the way.
मिट्टी पावता है
Oh, as Viren Pratap Lakhanpal. Oh, put some batti on it, I say.
Okay, Shaurya Nanda has a comment here. Bumrah.
Bumrah,
Oh, okay,
Bumrah,
Shamran
Shamran.
Bumrah. He's
Oh, it's on that Mission Kashmir song.
Yeah. That's what DJ played today while he was bowling. Shout out to DJ, man of the
Of
moment.
course.
Absolutely. His economy rate is very well under 3.5.
Yeah,
Right,
I-
it's 3.1.
that's what I was even yesterday. I think you were on off that day or something. Were you there when I was talking about this fact that if a batter would have had this performance, we would have been going gaga all over. This is
Bumrah.
it's if there is some goat or some king of this Indian team, for me it's Bumrah. Very honestly,
absolutely.
There's just one king for me. I think it should be for the nation, the whole nation, and that's
Call him the
Bumrah.
emperor, na? King
Look
there
at
is
the
already
number of
one.
dot balls. I think if I'm not wrong,
It's
close to
crazy, it's
80
crazy.
dot balls he would have bowled in the tournament.
Arey,
so
it
fast.
was-
There's already a king in the team.
Unreal.
Go,
Yeah.
Call him the emperor.
No, I would still want to call him the king. There is no
only one
king. There
king.
is just one
For
king.
me,
We've
On
sir,
the other side
Vivian-
of the border.
No.
Arey, producer
Please,
sir,
let's
has a
not
comment.
get
Producer
that.
का भी तो लो.
That's some other king.
एक ही किंग है भाई बाबर
वही
भी कर लेगा
Bob
See, for me, there are only,
Lega.
there is two kings.
One is Siddharth Gulati.
Huh?
One is Siddharth
No,
Gulati.
you're just a foot soldier.
No, like Vikrant sir says it this a lot of times. There's just one king who was named by the whole world. That is Sir Vivian Richards. So I would consider him the only
There is
king.
Bhikkhu Matre.
And Jasprit Bumrah.
Bhikkhu Matre. Mumbai ka king kaun? Bhikkhu Matre. So,
Acha, next question.
Kohli the king.
Next question. Prani Datta. In T20, the competition is so much more. England, Australia, South Africa, Pakistan all have a good record. Afghanistan is growing as a team. New Zealand and West Indies are dangerous. T20.
so give credit to India.
I think it's basically with respect to the discussion that we have had.
Yeah, just to get back on that, I wasn't specifically talking about T20 cricket. You talked about ICC tournaments in general, be it ODI, be it the WTC, or be it the World Cup. So we were just having a discussion on that fact. It wasn't specifically to T20. And what I meant that teams have depleted in general. By that I meant in Test cricket and ODIs also. It wasn't related to T20. T20, of course, the margins are really small, and anyone can beat anyone on a given day.
Sarthak Arya. India are really looking good till now. Pant and Pandya look excellent. Bumrah are best bet. Kuldeep as good as ever. Now either Virat or Rohit needs to step up for the next match. Real test yet to come.
Your real test is on 27th because of whatever has happened. Your real test is on 27th.
Exactly.
24th, not so much. So it will be if Afghanistan beat
It
Australia
will
in 6
basically
hours
be to
time.
sustain the momentum.
Yeah. It will be. Because now I think looking at the trend, only two things might happen. One, either you might have a defending champion or you may see a team winning the tournament unbeaten.
Yeah.
It could happen. Pranit Datta, all those people who were questioning Hardik form in IPL, that he doesn't deserve a place in the Indian side again, has shown his class as an India player. For all
Nobody was that. I don't think anybody was questioning his place.
I remember there were experts who were ready to drop him also.
No.
Yes.
No, I mean like there is no way you
there were
can drop
experts who
him.
didn't pick him, said that he needed a break and what. We did a proper poll.
For all those guys and who doubted Hardik Pandya, I have only one thing to say. Boo!
Yeah, and you always always knew. You
All
always
those
knew
guys.
No, Hardik Pandya though.
he was going to come strong. You always knew that, and things are different in a T20 franchise. When you play for India, it's a different thing altogether.
Now he needs new hitters.
And the impact
All
he
his fans now.
He doesn't care.
and
That's
the
best part
impact,
about
yeah,
Hardik.
and the impact he gives in the middle order, I think nobody else can be giving that sort of an impact in India.
You know what would give me a real smile? One of our family members was saying, what would give me a real smile if India win the World Cup? Hardik Pandya hits
Hitting the
winning
win, yeah, same.
Oh,
That will be.
I'm also
That'll just give me goosebumps.
That will really
You know,
make
in
me
the streets,
smile
in the
genuinely.
streets of Mumbai, I'll go for looking for those fans.
No.
hitting him.
But that see, personally for me, I think these two would be really different
I
things.
think it'll be a divine moment in cricket if it happens.
But you know what?
All
him-
the-
Redemption
Yes.
is
For all
well
the-
and truly complete.
No,
And if
no,
the
redemption
but
is still Hardik
taking the way he took over captaincy there, the way he was given the captaincy over there, I think that's all a very different
All of
topic.
it will be washed away.
Yes.
Even though it was none of it was his fault,
Yep.
franchise's decision it wasn't his personal
Yep.
decision, wouldn't have just happened. Yes, he had the will to become the captain,
Yeah.
but he was given the platform. It was the greater will of the franchise to have a new captain.
It was
and
the
him becoming
franchise's fault.
Exactly. So nothing on
Yeah.
Hardik.
if this will happen, if Hardik Pandya will,
Hit the winning runs.
You will dance.
then I will give the mango party, the Seri pure orange.
Okay, Shivam will get us.
Yeah.
Whole team.
No, I won't dance. I'll be genuinely
No,
happy.
you should
This
dance.
is from my side.
I will be very happy. Because see,
No, but let's just not pull the trigger.
I know,
so
but then
soon.
see,
we are talking about
I
who's going to
wish-
hit the winning runs.
for people asking
Even-
me what will give me the greatest joy for someone who's had unnecessary hate if he helps India win.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Moving
the
forward now.
real genuine moment
Yeah.
for me. Lagavulin speaks from the US as saying, India were lucky in the Super 8 to play Afghanistan, Bangladesh. On quality, Australia, South Africa, England, West Indies are better, and India will overachieve if they win the T20 World Cup. Glad at least Dubey has RSS backing. I don't tend to disagree with all those points. I think, see, India were lucky. I mean, facing up to India, New Zealand, India, Sri Lanka, India, Australia was far more intimidating than India, Afghanistan, India, Bangladesh.
Yeah, and then you would have been under the pump also, because if you would have lost one game also, then
Yep.
every game would have been a shootout from
Yep,
there.
go down.
Let's take this Demon Slayer fan
Again,
question.
I think he's given
Yeah.
something.
So Rohit Kohli, Rocco will face reality against Australia in big teams. Yeah, it's going to be a big test for them.
Yep.
Obviously.
So, Sarthak Arya is saying India needs to win a contest chasing against a big side with either RS or VK playing till the end. If that happens, that will be the end of the curse. Sarthak Arya.
Firstly, this mindset only I don't like of playing till the end.
No, I don't think so, Sarthak Arya. You need to win 3 good games. Come what may, be it by 1 run, 1 wicket, last ball, you need to just win 3 good games against anybody in the biggest stage of the world. Because you had dominated against West Indies and Zimbabwe, remember, one Thai series. You had dominated as if they were nobody's business. But you lost to West Indies in that final, so that's why. Saurav Mukherjee has a very interesting thing. No 50 over WC CT winners has won the immediate World T20. Hardik is winning the POD and eclipsing Imran Khan. Stokes and Curran. India winning WT20 easily. Ouch. Okay, it's true. I mean, if Australia won the 15 World Cup, they didn't win the 16 T20 World Cup, and neither has India. So that's why. Well, but you don't know Australia. They defy trends.
Yeah, they're meant to do that.
Yaar, Saurav Mukherjee, India winning WT20 easily, totally disagree. Absolutely disagree with that. They will win, but it will be a fight. Vishal Panchal. Hope India had couple of tough games before semis. We had easy group. Also, I want India to have off day before semi and final and not in knockout stage. Well, that horse has bolted, my friend. You are going to face that off day if it comes in the knockout stages, whether you like it or not. Hope is eternal. And yes, if you have a bad day against Australia, that is not a guarantee that you will not have a bad day in the semi-final as well. Okay, so I think we are joined by Nikhil.
Yeah. Hi Nikhil, can you hear us?
Yep, I can.
And how is the mood in North Sound, Antigua?
North Sound Antigua is nice. Bit hot now, midday, but stuff breeze blowing through. It's nice. And then on top of that, a clinical performance by the Indian team. So all in all, it's good. What a game! Not a lot of us gave Bangladesh any chance. Precisely why we didn't give them any chance was because of their batting. You saw how they batted. I can see a legend right now, and that's why I just stuttered. I stopped just to see. Just to see Andy Roberts. I can see Andy Roberts right now.
The great Andy Roberts. Yep.
Let me try and show it to you. There he is. Let me see. There he is. I thought I'd show you guys.
Oh yeah, we see him there.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh yes, there he is. The legend.
Let's go.
Andy Roberts.
Pictures. Everyone asking for pictures.
Yep.
Of course.
The most fearsome among that quartet. Oof. The sidearm action, that bustling.
Videos of that time aren't available, right?
They are available.
No, not many.
Many. You just have to do the right. You just have to do the right check. Wow.
So, Roberts, you enjoyed the game today?
Yeah, I know you enjoy it.
Yeah, really. What? What do you make of Jasprit Bumrah? Ah.
Match like Bangladesh, in Bangladesh. Sorry, because game rules. You remember the master was Mushi?
Sir, did you enjoy watching Hardik Pandya and Bumrah bowling?
Not really. That's good enough, sir.
Okay. I hope you got a sneak peek. I got a bit distracted there. I just saw him from the corner of my eye. And I was like, that is Andy Roberts.
Yeah.
For those of you, can you hear me? Can you
Yeah,
hear me?
yeah.
We could hear you, but whatever Andy Roberts said, we just couldn't hear.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can. But we couldn't hear what Andy Roberts said.
I don't know if I can hear you very well. I don't know whether.
Hi Nikhil, can you hear us now?
Some reason.
Yeah, Nikhil, can you hear us now?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you,
We
but can
can
you
hear
hear
you.
us?
Sorry, I could not hear you. So I just took off my AirPods because I thought maybe his audio might come because he was speaking a bit, but then he didn't say much.
Yeah, we couldn't
he's
hear
old.
what he
He's
said at
aged
all. We couldn't
a
hear
lot
him.
since the last time I saw him.
Yeah.
So not to trouble him much. Also, I'm also keeping my camera on because this birdie tells me that the real king, and I don't want to upset the Indian fans, but there's only one king.
Of course.
The real king might just be walking out too shortly. So that's why I'm hanging around here. You know who I'm talking about.
Of course.
The real
We
king.
talked about this also.
The three,
IAAC.
you're going to face three of the greatest Antigans that were ever there. Ambrose
What Antigans? What is the greatest cricketers? What Antigans?
from Antigua.
Cricketers.
From Antigua's favorite sons, that's what they're called.
Yeah, but I'm saying that I don't want to restrict them just to the greatest Antigans. They're the greatest, in the sport that we love.
I mean,
greatest international.
we call Brian Charles Lara the Prince of Trinidad, isn't it?
Yeah. But I'm saying I don't want to restrict them to just greatest of. Brian Charles Lara cannot be the greatest of Trinidad. He has to be the greatest of cricket. Same with the kings, not of Antigua, but king of cricket, is going to walk out very soon.
The original
So
king.
that's why, I'm just hanging around here. Maybe I get to see him. Maybe not. But yeah, what a game, huh? So there's a reason we never picked Bangladesh, because of precisely this reason, that the batting just doesn't fire
Yep.
on a given day. And India, once again, the common sentiment here, I completely agree, is that for the first time in a long time, or maybe in living memory, that you have a bowling unit that Indian fans rely more on than batting. Can you remember the last time that may have happened? I don't think so. I can't remember. Yes, you had good bowling units, good bowlers, you praise them. But on the whole, when India wins tournaments, it's always been batters. When India wins series, it's always been batter. The very first time, I think and we spoke about it mid-innings, that no matter what the total, when the Indian bowlers come out, you get the feeling that the job would be done. That's the kind of confidence you have. Of course, Jasprit Bumrah is another level. Arshdeep Singh, slowly but steadily amongst those wickets, quietly picking those wickets. Kuldeep has had an effect that we all expected him to as soon as he was going to be drafted. With Akshar also chipping in. I think fantastic bowling unit. I think that's the standout bit of India's performance. Batting wise, I think they'd be pretty happy. As I mentioned, we can look at weak areas, we can look at it differently, but I think the team per se is looking at the batting as a whole doing very well. So getting par totals. But in all of that, I will do put this little disclaimer that you at the moment have only played teams that you were better. So even before the match started, you were picked to win, right? India, Pakistan, you would say 60-40, whatever, 65-35, whatever. Same for India, USA, where you were clear favorite. Same for Afghanistan, you were clear favorite. Same for Bangladesh, clear favorites. For the very first time, you will go into a match now where it will be even Stevens, 50-50 game. And so that would be the true test of the Indian team. All I would want from the team is, see, you can win, you can lose, 50-50 game, anything can happen on the day. But as long as their approach now, because this approach of playing aggressive cricket is all right, till you come across a team where you have something to lose, till you come across a team where reputations are at line, where pressure is on. So in that situation also, will you throw caution to the wind and say, no, I'll continue to bat like that? I think that will be the real test of India's approach. So let's wait and watch. And you know now how important that game is going to be, because you pretty much now can say both India, Australia through. I know we'll have to wait for the Afghanistan result, but I think the net run rate of India is so far superior. 47 run win, 50 run win. I don't think
it is about
any team can go past it.
It's 2.7 after 2 games, plus 2.7.
Yeah. I don't see any team going past that, no matter what. Even if India were to lose their last game, and hypothetical scenario, Afghanistan win and Australia win, all tied with 2 wins, I still see nobody go past India's net run rate. So you would go through. But then that semi-final is important, because no reserve day. And if it rains as it's expected to, then the team that's been higher in the points table goes through. So which is then makes India-Australia a crucial game in that sense. So that's one way of eliminating Australia. That if you can't do it in a knockout stage, play in a tournament which has something like this, and if it rains on the day, you go. Because in the league game, more often than not, you beat them. So you top your league. But it's only in the knockout that you lose. So, if that happens, why not? Beat them in the league, which you can, which you have. And then semi gets washed out, Australia eliminated.
Indeed. And see, maybe a repeat of November all over again. That could happen. Because as far as...
Why do you have to be so negative? Why are you reminding everyone November 19?
Why not? That an event happened. I'm not an Indian cricket fan as well. I'm a cricket fan.
So something I would want to ask...
No, you are not. You are not a fan. You are not a fan. You are an anti-fan. You are...
I have to thank Hardik Pandya for it.
Now that a book about fan behavior.
Of course, I've got so much material thanks to Haris Rauf. Thank you.
So that we're talking about 19 November, I would also want to ask you something. That me and Harshit sir were the 2 people who actually did not keep India in the top 4. You definitely kept India in the top 4. So are you also, for the first time after 19th November, starting to believe now that India have qualified for the semi-finals? For the first time after 19th, are you believing in this team again? That you think that the cup is coming home with you? Are you bringing it home?
What is coming?
Tough question, but Shashwat, all I will say is that my pre-tournament prediction was India-England semi-final,
Yeah.
India beat England, India-Australia final. And I can't remember, did I pick India to win?
No, I think you didn't.
I can't. I didn't. I picked Australia. So I'm going to change that. There's a reason I picked Australia. It's got nothing to do with big match temperament or, they're freezing or performance anxiety or fear of failure, whatever. Not that, because I genuinely believe Australia are a better team at the moment. That's why. Not because of anything else.
Back here
That's why
in
I'm
the
giving them-
studios, me and Harshit sir are really happy to be proven wrong. We didn't pick India in for the top 4, but yeah, now they are almost through to the semi-finals.
But can I say something? Can I say something, Shashwat?
Yes.
The amount of times you're proven wrong, you must be a happy man throughout the week, throughout the year, throughout the month, because that happens on a daily basis. So I'm happy that every time you're proven wrong, you're happy, which means you're always happy.
No, this time I'm genuinely happy for being proven wrong.
Exactly. Enough said then about Shashwat. There are two things. You honestly believe in something and you always reiterate that, and you're honestly proven wrong also. So
I thought I should have fun at Shashwat's experience.
I am clipping this one out for sure. For memory.
Just for memory.
just for memory. Yep.
It's not going anywhere.
5.5 hours
By the
later.
way, talking about reels and clipping something, is Shivam there?
Yes, he's there.
Yeah, Shivam, please make a reel from the TV show of a fan who explained what it feels like to watch Jasprit Bumrah live. I thought he summed it up really well. Please make a reel of that. You know what interesting point he made, which he'll put a reel. And we keep talking about Jasprit is so good, and he spoke like a true fan. He said, I've just seen Jasprit Bumrah on TV and I used to know he's very good and I used to wonder what it is. When I've seen him live for the first time now, when I see his balls flying, he says, now I know why he's special. And you can only experience that if you see him live. And I totally agree with it.
Yep. Which is, he's a marvel. For 2 consecutive games now, his economy rate has been under 3. And I think you highlighted the stat, Sid, that in this tournament so far, he's bowled 80 dot balls.
Close to around, I think, 80 dot balls. Or
14
70, 80,
maidens.
yeah.
14 maidens in a T20 World Cup so far. Wow. Close to 14 maidens. He's a freak.
It's like a bowling machine.
Yeah.
Even better than a bowling machine. Even bowling machine at
Bowling
times.
machine though is not a good
Bowling machine is unidimensional.
And Shivam, if we could
Again
just,
proven wrong.
look at the
but
scorecard.
if you set the bowling machine at the
If we could just look at the scorecard here, that if it hadn't been for that last ball boundary that this Bumrah conceded of his spell, it would have been 4 overs, 9 runs and 2 wickets.
Yeah. And in the previous game, he had
Once
3 for
again
7.
under 10. Once again under 10.
That's what happened last match.
Last match also, yeah,
3
when
for
he
7.
attempted that
But
Yorker,
just
remember?
like that.
Yeah.
5 runs last.
Yeah.
He had 3 for 7 in that Afghanistan game.
3 for 7, it would have been 3 for 3.
Yeah.
So that bowler,
That outside
Yorker,
edge, outside
that
edge.
Yorker
Yes,
that
yes,
the tailender was trying to negotiate.
Even this was an outside edge that went for a boundary.
Yes.
By a tailender. So that's why tailenders are his kryptonite,
This is like
unfortunately.
unbelievable kryptonite.
Yeah. Tailenders are Bumrah's kryptonite because they hit him for a 4 and ruin his economy rate. So in that way, Sunny Deol, Ashish Dhar Singh, Sunny Deol to Indian team.
I'll tell you something more about Jasprit Bumrah, and this is, I thought about it, should I share it or not, because it was a private conversation, but somebody that I spoke to, who's part of the squad, had such high praise for Jasprit Bumrah, the person. Forget about the bowler that he is. We keep talking about it, right? Like how he is. He said he hasn't met a nicer guy than Jasprit Bumrah. And the way he carries himself in person with the team, so respectful to everyone, no matter who he meets, whether he's a junior in the team, senior, administrator, everyone, absolutely brilliant. And, one is how he treats others, but 2 is how he likes to be treated too. So he is also not the kind of guy who can be taken for a ride. So he's a no-nonsense person in that sense. That but he's respectful otherwise. So to anyone he meets, whether it's his captain or whether it's his junior, very respectful, and also expects the same kind of respect towards him. So he's not even a pushover in that sense. Sometimes you're respectful, but then you can be a pushover because you're so meek. But he has that right balance, right, where he's neither meek, he's respectful, respects everyone, and conducts himself in an immaculate way, and yet commands that respect from his teammates and everyone else around the team also. And that's a very rare quality. Such high praise, which is why I brought this personality trait in, because this is a trait that you would want in a captain, and he has that trait. I know that he was looked at as vice captain. He's been looked at captaincy material earlier. Maybe he's a fast bowler, doesn't play all the time, needs rotation, and all of that being the reason you don't play him. But in terms of his personality, he's a perfect candidate to be captain as well. That's what I heard from good authority. Amazing, amazing.
Yeah, I mean, he is being touted. He did captain in one test match, just like Bumrah.
England.
The one-off test match.
Birmingham he did, na?
Yeah.
No, that
Edgbaston, Birmingham.
Yeah, that one-off test match of that series.
And even in a few T20s against Ireland.
Yeah.
No wonder, I'm sure, as Nikhil explains, about Jasprit Bumrah, the fact that he also had a story the day that the franchise decided to make someone else the captain, him and Surya had stories on Instagram. Clearly, Jasprit Bumrah also sees himself right up there, when it explains that story of his as well.
At least in franchise cricket, because in international cricket,
So that's the way he sees himself too, is what I'm saying.
I mean, see, in India and particularly in Asia, you've seen very few bowlers becoming
But seriously, the problem is then that you at times you can actually take that extra load on your body because you are the captain, and then not take that the rest when it's actually required.
Bumrah is not certain to be in all formats, na? That's another problem.
Yes.
Because now, so far, this arrangement is working all right. He's not playing much. The workload has been managed. You can't have a captain whose workload is managed. He has to play in all. So either you have split captains, but the split captaincy work in India, I think it may have to work in the coming years. So
I think things will change.
let's hope so.
कहाँ गया वहाँ पे? कौन लेके?
Okay, so well, I think you're still waiting for the king to come, Nikhil, or do you think it's now diminishing?
Specify which king you're talking about.
He knows.
No, people.
I think he can't hear you right now. Yeah, he's taken his.
People wouldn't know na
plugs
which
out.
king we are talking about.
There is only one king, and that is.
That is not, you can
I mean, that is Sir Isaac Vivian Alexander Richards.
just one king, right?
Yep.
King Kohli also.
King Kohli he's a pretender to the throne, but there is only one king. He was always known for his swag, his aggression, and that's why.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic thing. So Nikhil's gone. Okay, so Ashish there is saying Sunny Deol to Indian team before semi-final. Knockout pe knockout ho raha hai, lekin trophy nahi mil rahi. This is from Kamini, the film.
Yeah.
So any other comments, or should we call it quits?
Yeah, we're good.
We are good. Okay,
Yeah.
so what a
Very good.
because in about 6 hours time you will know your two semi-finalists.
You'll
from
have
Group
Sidvi sir
one.
waking up and Gulati sir.
Yeah.
Sidvi and G.
This time, why don't we let him take the lead?
Yeah,
And
let
let
him
him
take the
call
lead,
us
yeah.
in,
Yeah,
make
please.
us up.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, do that.
By the way, people are really
You're on
missing
camera.
your.
We help you
No,
at
no,
work,
no.
na?
Yeah,
This is the
I'm-
least that you can do.
I'm
You're on
saying-
camera. It's been proved.
No,
Shashwat's agreed.
No, all I'm saying is people are waiting for another round of quiz between the two of you.
After the T20 World Cup.
Okay.
After the
too much
T20
work.
World Cup.
Yeah, there's too much work here. Come on. So in 6 hours time, it's Afghanistan versus Australia from Arnesvale in Kingstown, and then Group 2. You will come to know about it tomorrow.
Pretty
because
much.
It's England USA, and in the night game, a thriller: West Indies versus South Africa. On Monday morning, you will know all your four semi-finalists. Looking at the way how the trend is going.
Yeah.
Because if Australia win against Afghanistan, then Group 1 is sorted.
Yeah.
Your two semi-finalists are done.
Yeah.
There on Sunday, if England beat USA and if South Africa beat West Indies,
Then
your
West
two-
Indies
So
and
group
USA
is
are
in fact
eliminated.
getting sorted in the next 8 to 9 hours, na?
Yes, most likely.
Exactly.
It won't be sorted.
You have
if
just 8 hours to
Afghanistan-
sleep.
Afghanistan, and then it becomes a
You know,
three-way
I'm not
fight
going to-
as it is in the
I'm
other
not
group.
going to get carried away after what happened in South Africa versus Nepal. Sir, it's time to wake up.
Yeah, it's time to wake up. 30 of 36 and yet you lose by 1 run. It has to be the most epic choke in T20 World Cup history. So that's about it, folks, from
Yeah.
this we have got three more days of the Super 8s coming up, because I think the one game
Till Tuesday morning is the last game. Tuesday morning IST.
Tuesday morning I see the last game. So from me, Harshit, Shashwat and Sid Gulati and also producer Shivam here, it's good night. Lots more coming up from Antigua also, and Afghanistan, Australia next couple of hours. Bye-bye.
See you.